No, I highly doubt it. Hello. Welcome. Hopefully this all works out. I've been my computer's been acting a little weird, so apologize if it suddenly cuts out. If you're with us live or anything like that, or anything weird happens. But today I'm going to do a class. It's called Yoga for Letting Go. So we're going to do some longer, more yin-esque. I won't say it's yin yoga. If you're familiar with yin yoga, it's a lot more deeper, longer holds, and but focused kind of more on the stretch, I would say. I don't want to say that too, because it's really not about, yoga is not all about stretching. There is still, you're engaging muscles, but it's more about just going deeper in general into a pose, and not necessarily holding pose for the rigorous perspective, but holding it to go deeper into the stretch of it, is kind of how I like to view it. And that doesn't mean just like bending yourself into a pretzel. There's engage going on to get deeper into that stretch and more correctiveness. But so it's not like we won't be, holding necessarily a standing pose for too long, but more relaxing, letting go in those postures, and kind of learning to let go, to go deeper physically. And I think just mentally, letting go is a very, in the namas and niyamas, it's called the parigraha, which is non-attachment, which can also be related to kind of letting go of things. And I think when you really get into that, it's so complex. I mean, there's just the idea of letting go of every single thing. It really means every single thing. Attachments to anything, not just, things physical, mental, even your own spirituality. Like, what's your attachment with that? And if it went away, would you be okay? Or your yoga practice, if that went away, would you be okay? It's an interesting one of those things to think about with non-attachment. And kind of what I want to focus on is the attachment we have to kind of our own trauma and our own pain, and how that kind of becomes us and part of our story. I mean, as it does, when something traumatic happens or painful, and then having that become part of your story. But then I think a lot of people, once you start kind of doing the spiritual work and letting go of things, you kind of realize that some of the pain and trauma is some of the hardest stuff to let go, and not necessarily because of the actual trauma, but a lot of times because of it makes you, like, it makes you who you are, and it makes you, it's part of your story. It's so wrapped around your identity, the struggle, or like your idea of your struggle, that it's so hard to let go of. And I think that's one of the hardest things for a lot of people when they kind of get to that level, when they realize, oh wow, I'm using my pain and trauma as kind of part of my identity, and that maybe that's why I don't want to let it go. Not saying that none of that's valid or anything like that, but kind of what the process of that means to kind of release, to heal. I think kind of what we're going through right now, I mean, you can just see a lot of people unable to kind of let go of a way that they've seen their life for a long time, because it's so closely tied to their identity, and that's a really hard thing to let go. So anyway, And like I said, it doesn't make your pain or your trauma any less part of your story or anything like that, or any, thing that you don't need to heal from or anything like that. My goodness. But um, kind of identifying of like, oh, am I holding on to this because it's just something I identify with that I think makes part of who I am? Um, and yeah, and what letting that go would mean for you. Um, okay. Anyway, if you have like a strap or any sort of like a belt or a towel or a scarf, anything that might help you go a little deeper into some of these poses, I would suggest that if you want to run and grab that now, pause me or whatever. But you don't necessarily need it, but it can help. So let's bring the hands onto the knees, close the eyes down, roll the shoulders down and back, and begin breathing deep in and out through the nose. Even out your inhales and exhales. Make them the same amount of time, same amount of breath. Alright, let's just start rolling the head around the neck. Same long, deep breaths. Another thing to kind of notice about, and especially I think in this time that we're going through, kind of noticing if you're holding on to your own experience and not allowing that to then let you hold space for somebody else's experience. Like if you're constantly comparing, your pain and trauma to somebody else's, I mean, that's a good sign that like you're really holding on to that in a way that it's almost like you are going to have an issue, or it's almost like you don't want to heal, or that's like that step in the healing won't take place until you can kind of let that go. And the ability to let that go doesn't mean it didn't happen. Like I've been saying, it doesn't mean it didn't impact you in some way at some point in your life, but it also opens you up then to other perspectives, other people's stories, with a broader perspective. And switch the circles. healing and wellness is not always fun. And somebody that tells you that it is you shouldn't, don't listen to them because it's not true. Healing is a very difficult, hard process that involves things like that. And it's the good work, but it's the hard work. And inhale, nice straight spine. Hold the breath. And exhale, relax. And let's rub the palms together, create some heat. Place the palms in prayer on the chest. And we'll tune in with one long Om. Let's just inhale to prepare. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale again. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale for sound. Yeah, when you're ready, let's just bring the lights out in front of us. We're just going to do a first kind of initial forward fold. Bend the knees a little bit or as much as you like. If you got really tight hamstrings, this is our first stretch. So I'm just going to do this. We're going to do this once again later on just to kind of see how much you've opened up. So don't really push yourself on here because you're not warm yet. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, reach forward, fold forward. Just go where you're at, and that's fine. You feel the stretch, but it's not pain. It might be a little uncomfortable, but that's okay. Breathing deep. Inhale. Come on up. Exhale. Lie all the way down on your back. You can have a strap handy. That'd be nice. Bring your right knee in to your chest or your armpit, hugging that right knee. Make some circles with that right ankle. And then let's lift up the right leg 90 degrees. Flex the foot. You can kind of hold on to the back of your thigh here. Just stay here for a second, engaging that leg. And then you can do this either just holding onto your leg, or if you have a strap, take your strap, loop it over the leg, hold onto the strap, or you just hold onto your leg. And we're just going to slowly start extending that leg outwards. And up if you can. And breathe here. Opening up that hip. You can take your left hand and place it on that left hip and kind of press down. Kind of trying to ground that left hip down. Opening up that right hip. Just breathe. Inhale, bring that right leg up. And then we're just going to bring it across the body here. And take your right hand, extend it out. Turn your head to look at your right hand. And inhale, lift that leg up. Exhale, release, and we'll switch sides. So bring that right leg long, bring that left knee into the chest, into the armpit. And then we're going to extend that left leg, the foot, engage that leg. If you have your strap, loop the strap. If not, use your hands if you like, your belt or whatever. And again, we're going to open up that left leg to the left side. And take that right hand, hold down the right hip. Focus on opening up that left side. See if we're holding any tension, maybe your jaw or your feet. Just try to soften that a little bit. Just soften your edges. Even the hips, you might be trying to kind of hold that leg. Just try to relax it as much as possible. But you're still engaged. You're still supporting your joints. But just soften up a little bit. Breathing deep. Ready? Inhale. Switch that leg over across the body. Bring that left arm out, looking towards the left hand. Breathe. Inhale. Bring that leg back. Leg down so the legs are straight. And we're going to bring both knees into the chest. And just take your knees here. We're just going to make circles with the knees. Hands on the knees, massaging out your sacrum, that low back. You kind of feel it feels pretty tender for a lot of people. So just make those circles with the knees. You can kind of roll over a spot a couple times if you need to. That's tender. And then let's reverse our circles. Now when you're ready, let's rock up and down on the spine. Get that momentum. Come all the way up and through to child's pose. So big toes together, knees apart, hands out in front of you, belly in between the thighs. Lift the fingertips up, the wrists up, fingertips and on the mat. And we're just going to walk the hands out to the right, and then take your left hand on top of your right hand and stretch that left side. Breathing into the left side. And lift the fingertips up, walk it over to the left. And again, place that right hand on top of the left hand and breathe, opening up that right side. Let's walk the hands back to center. Walk the hands up towards the body. And let's bring the knees closer together, if not together, sitting on the heels. We're gonna open up the chest here and take your hands, clasp them behind the back. Try to get the palms to touch. If not, that's totally fine. You can also, again, if you can't grab your hands, you know, that strap, that works. Or whatever works for you, where you can really open up the chest here. So shoulders down and away. Inhale here, open up the chest. Exhale, we're going to lean forward. We're going to bring the arms up. And breathe here. Shoulders away from the ears. Opening up the shoulders and the chest. And inhale, come on up. Exhale, release the hands. And then we're going to take the right hand and left hand and cross them over each other. Place them on the mat and just lean forward, opening up the back. So you're between your shoulder blades. So your palms are facing up, hands are crossed right at the chest, really tight across the chest. And then you're leaning forward, breathing deep into the shoulder blades. And inhale, come on up. Exhale, opposite switch on the arms. Right back into that same position. One definitely might feel a little more goofy than the other. Probably this one. You can breathe into those shoulder blades. And inhale, come on up. And exhale, we're going to come back into that child's pose. One more time, this time with the arms behind us. Palms face up. Make space for your belly and your chest in between your thighs. Breathe here. Breathe into your lower back. And scan the body. Where are you holding any tension? Your jaw, your eyes, your shoulders, even your hands, your feet. Just try to, again, soften.
Inhale. Come on up. And exhale, come on up to your knees. You can come up on the balls of the feet, tucking the toes under. And here we're going to do camel. So you're going to place the hands up on your high jean pockets here. So kind of lower back, fingers pointing down, and shoulders away from the ears. Push the hips forward, reach the head back. If you want, you can come all the way down onto your heels. Or if that's just too much, we can't really hold for too long, come out of it a little bit. Find that sweet spot of where it's you're not at your total limit, but you're slightly uncomfortable. Just that. And then again, find that softness. Find that relaxation. Find that release. Where can you find space in this pose? And inhale, rise up. Exhale, we're going to come back down into that child's pose, except this time we're going to take our elbows, we're going to place them on the mat, and we're going to place our forehead on the mat and bring the hands in prayer, and try to bring that prayer down by the neck. And kind of walk the elbows out a little bit, kind of stretch in those triceps. And breathe. And inhale. Lower those hands down. Exhale. Come on up and push the toes under. And push back into downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. And then again, find a place of stillness. Pressing the belly towards the thighs. Pressing the sit bones up towards the sky. Rotating your arms. I believe that would be inwards, but basically taking your eyes or your elbows and rolling them down towards the ground. And let's inhale, lift the right leg. Let's open up that hip on the right side, bringing that right heel to the right buttock. And inhale, bring that leg back, square the hips. Exhale, bring that right foot in between the hands. Lower your knee down and the top of your foot down. You can either stay here, or you could bring your right hand inside your right foot. You can be here, or if you really want to go deeper, you can lower down to your elbows. Breathe here. Extend from the crown of your head down to the tailbone. And soften your hips here. Your legs are engaged, but your hips are able to kind of relax, stretching out, opening up. come up onto your palms if you're on your elbows. And then on your next exhale, you're gonna bring your hips back, straighten that front leg, flex that front foot, folding over that. Ready? Press into the hands, curl the toes, and step back to downward facing dog. And we'll do the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg, open up that left hip. And then straighten left leg, square the hips. On your next exhale, bring the left foot in between the hands, lower the knee down, toss the foot down on the right foot, bring that left hand on the inside of the left foot. And again, you can either stay here or lower down to your elbows. Breathing deep. Nice long spine. Again, soften the areas where you need to soften. Support the areas that need support. Try here to just let the hips relax. Relax your toes, fingers. Ready? Curl those toes under. Extend out that left leg. Butt towards the right heel. Fold it over that left leg. Ready? Step or come forward and then step back to that downward facing dog. When you're ready, you're going to slowly come down onto your knees. And with the feet flexed here, just come up and sit back on your heels. So you're on your toes, the balls of your feet. This can be really painful for some people. If it is, or if you have any sort of like fascial thing at the bottom of your feet, probably not a good idea to do this because you want time for that to repair and heal. So you can always come down to the tops of your feet too, sitting on your heels or whatever's comfortable. But we're gonna try a little exercise here. If you're sitting here and you're like, this is no problem, take a second and then just bring the feet, come forward a little bit, bring the feet back a couple inches, your toes, and then sit back. You kind of find that place where you're like, oh yeah, I feel that. We're gonna close the eyes down, just breathe here, and I'm gonna have you here for 1 minute. In this place. Again, if it's really, really, oh, I can't handle this is super painful, not just uncomfortable, come out a little bit. But if you can be here with the uncomfortability. You'll be fine. Just be uncomfortable and breathe. Being uncomfortable is okay. There's nothing wrong with being uncomfortable. Uncomfortable moments are growing moments, learning moments. "15 seconds. You're almost there."
And inhale, come forward. Exhale, tap the feet out. Just come sitting back down on your heels on the tops of our feet. Yeah. Excellent. Do this one more time. We're going to clasp the hands behind the back, open up the chest, and exhale, come forward. And exhale. Let's bring the feet out in front of us. And we're going to open up our legs here. Nice big wide V with the legs. Yeah, we're going to bring the right hand, bring it up and over, bring the left hand in the middle, up and over to touch the left toes or shin, ankle, wherever you need to be. And try keeping that chest open. That's more important than touching your toes. So don't collapse into your toes. Keep it open, up and open. And breathe. And inhale, rise up. Exhale, turn the body towards that left leg and just fold over that left leg. And inhale, come on up. Exhale, take the left arm and up and over to the right toes. Again, keeping that chest open. You can look up and through that left armpit. Try and nail that left hip down. Stretching that side. And inhale, come on up. Exhale, turn the chest towards the right, over the right. The legs, sorry. Now come on up. Exhale, let's bring the soles of the feet together, round ankle pose. Bring the hands to open up the feet like a book. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, place that chest towards the feet. And if you can, bring your elbows on the outsides of your shins. Don't use them to pull down your legs. Bring them on the outside of your shins. That line of energy running from your crown of your head to your tailbone. Again, release tension in the hips. Release tension in the legs. It'll help the hips open. Scan the body. Where are you holding tension? Where can you open? And again, inhale, come up. And exhale, let's bring the legs out in front of you. Shake them out. We're going to do a spinal twist. I'm going to teach it. I'm not going to actually do it because I shouldn't be twisting being pregnant, but I will teach it because it's a great, really open twist. So let's take the right leg, bring it in, right foot, bring it into the left thigh. And then we're going to take the left leg, left foot, and you're either going to place it on this side of your knee or you can put it over your knee right here. So don't worry too much if your left butt cheek or your left hip is up off the ground. It'll eventually kind of plop down the more flexible you get or the more you do it. Concentrate maybe on trying to pull it down a little bit, but don't worry too much if you're like, oh wow, I'm really leaning up if I do this. So what we're going to do here, you're going to take your right arm, lift it up, and exhale, wrap it around your right knee. Then you're going to take your left arm, and you're going to wrap it around, almost like you're trying to grab on to that right thigh. And then you're going to twist all the way, bring your eyeballs even twisting and looking all the way to the left corner. Here, bring your forearms, try to press them together here, lifting up and twisting. So you're inhaling, lengthening, exhale, twisting. So you're never compressing, you're always lengthening and twisting. And again, where are you holding tension? In the jaw, in the eyes. Try to relax. Again, soften those edges. You're still supporting the body. You're just softening the edges. This is half lowered of the fish's pose. Take one more round of inhale and exhale. And then slowly unwind. Bringing your legs out in front. To the other side, take that left leg. Tuck it in towards the right. Bring that right foot either on the inside or the outside of that knee. And this time we're going to take that left arm, lift it up, lengthen, and then exhale, wrap it around. Wrap around that right arm. So that right hand is almost trying to grab, if you even can, you can grab that left thigh. Think about which one it was. I'm like, I'm so twisted. And then you're gazing into the very right corner of your eyes. And breathing here. And again, inhale, lengthen the spine out, crown of the head to the tailbone. Exhale, twist a little bit more. But you're always lengthening. Never twist while you're compressing. There are very few things you should be doing. In all yoga, you're always trying to lengthen the spine. Even if you're in like a forward bend or like you're really compacting parts of the spine, you're finding length in that space between the vertebrae. Even if it's just imagined in your head, imagining pulling the spine open, do that because it'll work. It'll help lengthen, open the spine. When you're ready, do one more round. Inhale and exhale. And slowly unwind. Again, bring the legs up. Maybe shake them out. And next we're going to do, it's a position, I call it double pigeon. I've heard it also as fire log as well. You'll kind of see why. If it's something like I kind of start putting you into it and you're like, whoa, no, this isn't for me. It's also very similar to pigeon. So half pigeon. So when, if you come into down dog and step a leg forward, bringing your shin. So like this, this is a dodo pigeon, and then fall into it, opening the hip up that way. This is very similar. It's just kind of a little notch up. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your left foot and flex the foot here, bring it in front of you so it's parallel with an edge of your mat. And then any edge that is front or side, wherever you are in your mat. Then take your right leg and you're going to take your right heel, you're going to place it in your right ankle and place it on top of your left knee. And then try to bring that, it might not be totally resting, but you're just bringing that right knee over that left foot. So you're kind of your legs are stacked. And then once you're here, flex both feet here. And this might be enough. You might be like, whoa, okay, I feel this. If that's it, just stay here, breathe, release. If not, you can inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, fold forward gently and place the hands in front of you, and then slowly walk the hands out to where you feel where you're like, ooh, wow, okay. That, again, not where it's painful. I can't stay in this. This is going to be really painful, to a place where you kind of feel that uncomfortableness, but you can stay in it, work in it, be in it. If you're way out here and you're like, whoa, this is fine, just try flipping your palms up on the floor and relaxing totally into it. If you're not there, that's totally fine. Again, lengthen through the spine and then focus here. And now just start relaxing the body. Relax your knees. Relax your feet. Relax your thighs, hips, back. Just give in. Just let go, let go, let go. Just keep that as your mantra in your head as you fold forward and breathe deep. Let go, let go, let go. Release, release, release. When you're ready, walk the hands up. Gently release the legs out in front of you, shake them out. And do the other side. Take the right leg, bring it in. Right, and then left leg on top. Or do we just do that one? Am I confused? Yeah. So, yeah, right. So your left foot's on top now, right? Yes. Okay. Right. I just was like, but yeah, now you'll feel it when it's straight. You're like, oh yeah, that's not the side we did. All right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward gently. Walk the hands out as far as you can go, or you can just say sit it up again. That's fine. And then release, release, release. Let go, let go, let go. Tension in the legs, the hands, the jaw, the hips. Every exhale, just soften.
And you're ready. Inhale, walk hands forward.
Or towards the body, sorry. Exhale, bring the legs out, shake them out. And once those legs are straight out in front of you, flex the feet. We'll do one more fold, forward fold before our Shavasana. We're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Feel where you're at now, that difference, if there is one. And again, relax here. You can bend the knees if you like. Keep that spine nice and straight. And breathe. Release and let go. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, open up the feet. Come all the way down on your back. Palms face up. Open up the hands. Open up the armpits. Give them some air. Roll the shoulder blades towards each other, opening up the chest. Slightly tuck the chin, keeping the back of the neck nice and long. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose, relaxation all the way down to your toes. Inhale. Exhale, relaxation all the way down to the toes. And one last time, scan the body. Any tension, release, let go. And begin to start deepening your breath. Wiggling your fingers and toes. Winding your wrists and ankles. Deep inhale, reach the arms up over the head. Biggest inhale you've taken today. Biggest stretch you've taken today. Bend, flex and point the feet. And exhale, release the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. And you can either rock to one side, push yourself up that way on the side, or you can rock and roll all the way up to seated, hands in prayer in the chest. Take a moment and think of that story that you tell yourself, that who you are every day, what that involves, just briefly, just a little glimpse of it. And if it would be okay to let that story go. And if not, maybe just letting it go just enough to make room for other people's stories. What that would look like. Taking a nice deep inhale. Releasing the exhale, releasing your forehead towards the mat. Thank you for joining me. Hope that felt good. And I will see you tomorrow morning, maybe.